What's the difference between work and rest versus striving and laziness?
Yeah.
What are some of the most common phrases we hear from a lot of athletes, entertainers, and entrepreneurs today? It's all about the grind. No days off. I don't sleep. I don't know. I started feeling like DMX and just bark. All right, don't get me wrong. Hard work pays off. Fact. If you don't work for a day, then no work will get done that day. Fact. A lot of times, sleeping less than you'd like is necessary in order to really get ahead of the curve. Fact. In other words, you reap what you sow. If you plant a good seed in good soil and water it, make sure it gets sunlight, then it's going to grow, and in the right season, it's gonna produce fruit, a harvest. However, I think a major point that a lot of people get tripped up at is in thinking that they are somehow in control of that growth. That's false. Not a fact. Look, I don't know if anybody else knew this, but yelling at a seed underground isn't going to make it pop up any faster, and staring at a tree won't make it grow any faster. Constantly striving to pour more water on them won't help either. In some cases, pouring too much water on a plant will even cause it to drown and die. On the other hand, you can't be lazy and neglect the plant either. If you don't water it at all, it'll dry up and die. Sometimes when we try to accomplish something, we fail because we're doing it in our own strength and lack of understanding. Or we overwork ourselves, and then we, as well as our relationships, suffer. Conversely, when we know we have work to do, we can't just do nothing, sit back and say, it's in God's hands. That is actually one of the worst excuses ever. Even when God himself wants you to get from a specific point A to a specific point B, you still have to move. So what's the difference? The difference is in knowing what your role is and whether you've done it well into completion. Okay, you're trying to grow a tree. Did you till the ground? Did you treat the soil? Did you plant the seed at the right depth? Have you been giving it enough water? Have you done your work like you know you are supposed to? If yes, then you can rest and walk away knowing that the plant is going to grow. I'll finish by defining those 4 words with my personal definitions for them. Striving is when you're going and doing something because you have a desire that you need to earn somebody's approval or affirmation. You're addicted to work. You think you're not good enough, or you feel like a situation just has to go your way, so you keep going. Working, however, is when you're going and doing something, understanding that any meaningful relationship, successful venture, or pursuit of a skill or hobby naturally requires focus, intentionality, time, effort, discipline, and consistency. Knowing that if you planted a good seed in good soil and are taking care of it, then eventually it's gonna grow. Laziness, on the other hand, doesn't matter if you're afraid or worried or whatever. It's simply just not going anywhere or not doing anything that you know you have to do. Or just going and doing something and doing it half-heartedly, which will get you and the people around you absolutely nowhere. And lastly, resting is simply being still, being at peace. It's allowing your mind to stop moving 1,000 miles an hour because you're not a supercomputer. It's allowing your body to recover because you're not a superhero. It's allowing your soul to process your emotions and feelings in a healthy way because you're human. And ultimately, it's allowing your entire being to take time to properly and reverently acknowledge the Lord, knowing that He both created you and is still forming and working on you. It's trusting that at the end of the day, He, the one who established the innate human desire for work in the first place, is in control because He's God. And that is the difference.
Yeah, no time, same mindset, reminiscing where your mind at, thinking about the dead man's life. Why would anybody want that? Yeah, why would anybody want that?